guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Cass and I like to do bookish things. Okay guys, we're gonna be talking about our March wrap up. In the beginning of March, I had my handy dandy little TBR jar pick out my March reads. And we're gonna go through them today and what I thought about them and all of that stuff, okay? Okay. Alright guys, so we're gonna get into our March wrap up. So go ahead, grab a drink. I've got my little matcha, my little sweet cream at the top, and it is so good. Exactly what I needed. Get comfy, and then let's just go through my thoughts, my ratings on my March TBR. I believe in March I picked 8 prompts. I did have a whole week where I wasn't at work, so I was able to kind of just sit down and read a lot. One of those books, which was our very first book, was A Court of Mist and Fury. It is a reread. I just kind of went through and tabbed up a little bit more, if you guys can see that. Yeah, just a little bit, because there were some spots where I was just like, listen, like I need to, you know? Just to sit and relive Akamath was exactly what I needed to get me out of the book slump that Onyx Storm left me in. I'm not gonna re-rate it. The rating I gave it before was a 5-star, and I still stand by that just because, oh my gosh, like, just like I said, getting back into it, I freaking loved it. It was everything, and I don't know. It was just great. It was great. Putting myself back into that chapter 54, chapter 55, and it was just like I was swooning, and I don't know, I loved it. I had a great time rereading this. I'm glad I did, because like I said, it got me out of that book slump. It brought me back into the world of ACOTAR, and I'll probably be like rereading Aqua War and A Court of Silver Flames pretty soon, just because this did great things for me. It was great. I had a fun time sticking to the original rating, which was a 5-star. Now moving on to our next book, which was Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Listen, this TBR prompt was a Disney book, and I just did kind of like a Disney inspired book, and I figured I'd go this way because I don't really read much dark romance, and I wanted to, and for some stupid weird reason I didn't think this was a dark romance. Even though the cover itself is self-explanatory, Cass. Like, be so for real. Peter Pan is one of my favorite movies, like, ever. So I was excited to go into this, but also really nervous just because I knew it was a dark romance. And I am afraid maybe I'm perhaps not really a dark romance girl, because this made me cringe. The reason it made me cringe is because it was just like Wendy did what? Like, she did what with who and why? And it was just, yeah. So I think just taking like one of my favorite childhood innocent movies to this, it kind of was just like, why did I do that? You know what I mean? But I did not rate it terribly, just because I did think it was interesting the way Emily McIntyre just took an original story and put a twist on it. Like, okay, so if you have read this book, the assistant's name is Tina Bell. The name of the drug is pixie dust. You know, things like that. I thought that was pretty interesting. So I like that take on it. I rated this one a 2.5. So I know that sounds a little bit harsh, and I think it's just, again, because I am not, I don't know, like, it just, the whole taking the innocence of Peter Pan and putting a spin on it was just not for me. Do think I am probably gonna continue the series, but I'm scared, but I'm still gonna do it just because maybe I just wasn't in the mood for a dark romance. I think with me, a dark romance needs to be a mood and not just a, okay, let's pick it up. Anyways, Hooked by Emily McIntyre was a 2.5-star read. After that, I decided we need something just a little bit more fluffy and light, and something that's gonna make me just kick my feet up and laugh and enjoy it and just like a fluffy romance. And I picked up Flawless by Miss Elsie Silver. You guys, this woman can do no wrong. I know anything I read of hers, I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of it. Like I do. I genuinely do. Look at this. I wasn't even meant to annotate this book. I did not mean to annotate it, and it just happened. And it was great. I freaking loved this book. I thought it was so cute. It was so good. I loved the relationship between Summer and Rhett. The whole bull riding thing was great because cowboy, because yeah. There was one quote in the book that just like really hit me hard, and then I started sobbing. And that was when Summer was like, my dad looks older in a way that I hadn't noticed until recently. And I catch myself doing that a lot, just looking at my parents being like, dang, like your age is showing and I'm sad. And it just like, yeah, so that really broke me in half. I really liked the pacing. The spice was great. The banter between the two, I loved. I really did love it. And it was great. This overall, Elsie Silver book, she, like I said before, she can do no wrong in my eyes, honestly. It was a solid 4-star. Solid 4-star for Flawless by Miss Elsie Silver. Also, a side note, I'm probably the dumbest person in the world, but I read, what was it, Wild Side, and they mentioned Ford's sister Willa in there, right? They mentioned her in here, and for some reason it didn't hit me until like 30% or something like that, that I was like, wait, is this his sister? Like, how dumb of me. After I read Flawless, I picked up my Kindle and I read Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, and wow, I did not expect to like that more than I did. Now, I know a lot of people hate the pregnancy trope, and I don't understand why. I freaking love it. I like the pregnancy trope. I don't mind it at all. And this one, the unexpected pregnancy, was... We follow Win and Bo, who meet at a Halloween party and then kind of just do the do, and then she's pregnant. Just seeing them through, like, go through the whole motions of it and then falling in love and all of that. The spice in this one was so great. I loved it so much. I literally couldn't put this book down. I couldn't put it down. It was so good. It was a solid 4.75. A 4.75. It didn't give me that 5-star feeling, and I haven't really thought about the characters since, which is why I did not give it a 5-star. But it was a really good book. I don't know, I just really enjoyed the story. You know what? I am just so freaking easy to entertain.
Like, for real.
Like, the amount of books that I've given a 4 to 5-star rating is crazy. But again, it's not that deep at the end of the day. So then after I finished Out on a Limb, I picked up this monstrosity. I have a whole YouTube video that I put out going through like a vlog of City of Gods and Monsters, and it was so good. Like, look at how much I annotated. So freaking good. Did I fall in love with it the way that the whole freaking internet has? No. Am I going to continue the series? Absolutely. And I need to hurry up before the next book comes out, which I think is in like July or November or something like that. But I need to get it together. These things are just huge. I really liked it. I liked the way that it just was like a university vibe. And then kind of like it gave me like Teen Wolf, Vampire Diaries type vibes. It was just cool. Like, I don't know, it was just cool. Like, I literally felt, okay, I don't know about you, but when I watch or when I read books, sometimes I can picture it like if I'm watching a movie. Some of them. This was one of those. Like, I literally felt like I was watching a whole movie, and it was so good. The only thing, the FMC, I don't know, I wanted more from her throughout the book. I'm not gonna speak much on this book just because there is a whole vlog out on it. So I'm gonna just give you the basic rundown. We were following Loren, Calla, and Darian Castle. I think it's Castle, Darian Castle. The vibes, like I said, were really cool. I like the whole Teen Wolf Vampire Diaries vibe that I get from it. The only thing was the FMC. I just needed more from her. She kind of was just like surrendered, which I get. She's human. But at the same time, I was like, bitch, like let's tap into our badassness. And she didn't until the end, which is, again, I don't know. And also, the slow burn was slow burning. I don't know if I'm a slow burn girly. Like, the last freaking chapter, are you kidding me? It was like the second to last chapter that they actually did the do. And then they did the do after doing the do after doing the do. And I was just like, come on. Like, why did you make me wait that long? Why did you make me wait that long? That was not cool. The banter though, I loved. I lived for it. Will I be continuing the series? Abso-freaking-lutely. 4 stars. I really liked it. I liked how it didn't give me, like, I didn't have to use too much brain power in this book. And maybe that's why my thoughts are everywhere. But it was kind of straight to the point, like easy to follow and all of that stuff. When am I gonna read the next one? Don't know. But it's there. Okay? Solid 4 stars. I'm actually a mess. Like, I should not be allowed to do these little wrap-ups because I don't know what the heck. Like, my brain is just not working. It's also like 9 in the morning, but I also wake up at like 4 a.m. So moving on, I read People We Meet on Vacation after that monstrosity, and oh my gosh, guys, this book, the way I actually sobbed. First of all, I'm not the type to be reading books in one day. I read this in one day. I didn't really do much annotating because there wasn't, like, I didn't feel the need to. There was just things that stuck out to me, and I think these are just quotes that I was like, I need to highlight that, like I need to. And this book, like I said, it had me sobbing, and I did not expect to sob. There's just something about Emily Henry and quotes, and that she can just do the damn thing. I'm gonna read you some of my favorite quotes from this book. Oh yeah, see the little hearts and all that, because this whole thing, and I believe this is when Poppy finds Alex and just like pours her heart out to him. But basically this is the part that made me cry. I'm literally sitting out in the garage with my boyfriend reading this, and I just started sobbing because this is like me to him. So I'm not gonna read the whole love confession, but here's a snippet of it. But when I'm in a crisis, or I'm sick, or I'm sad, you're the only thing I want. And when I'm happy, you make me so much happier. Like, literally, stop it. Like, literally, stop it. And then this part, oh my gosh, this part. And his voice catches. I'm afraid of loving you for our entire lives and then having to say goodbye. I'm afraid of you dying in the world feeling useless. I'm afraid I won't be able to keep getting out of bed if you're gone. And if we had kids, they'd have these horrible lives where their amazing mom is gone and their dad can't look at them. I'm not okay. I'm not trying to relive this again. I guess I just related to it a lot. Like, the way that I think, my thought process were like these freaking words in here. And I was just like, oh my gosh. It made me sob. I finished it in a day. So good. So good. So we had a 5-star. We had a 5-star in March, guys. A 5 freaking star. Are we surprised? Like an Emily Henry 5-star. Like, are we surprised? Anyways, my camera stopped recording, so that was disrespectful. The last book that I read in our March TBR was Swift and Saddled by Miss Lila Sage. You guys, if there's one thing I love, it's a cowboy romance. It is a cowboy romance, like, yeah. Again, I did not mean to really annotate, but I just annotated some of the quotes I liked. This book got a lot of shit on the internet. Like, a lot of people were like, this one was terrible, blah, 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 blah. I think I liked this one more than Done and Dusted. It was cute. It was quick, to the point. I loved it. The relationship between Ada and Weston was everything. I adored it. He was just so, like, she was the one that was more like, no, don't fall in love with me, blah, 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 blah. And he was just like, girl, like, I'm just waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. I'll do everything on your terms. You tell me to do this, I will do this. You tell me to jump, I will say how high. Like, and I love that. I loved it. 3.75. It was so good. I would recommend this whole series to someone. And like, I have not read the 3rd one yet, and I need to because the 4th one is coming out soon. But that book was so good. I liked it. I don't know. Like I said before, I'm very easy to entertain, and don't come at me for that. I understand that there's people out there like me. with that, we successfully completed the March TBR. We read every single freaking book in the March TBR. We even had a 5-star. We didn't have much of a low, I think we had one book that was a kind of a low rating, but other than that, we did it. That was my first challenge that I like gave myself and did the whole thing. How badass. I'm very proud of myself. With that being said, my April TBR video is coming out soon. That one is pretty cool. People from Instagram help build my April TBR. That should probably be coming out next week. Take a look at that. I will say we have gotten started and it has been a bumpy ride. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my March TBR and then kind of just sticking through it with me, you know. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment any books that you have read of these. Maybe we have the same ratings, maybe we have different thoughts on them. Let me know. I'd like to chat. Turn on that notification bell for whenever I post, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.